So what other questions are hanging around for us in chat, Teresa? And thank you so much. This is so wonderful, Teresa, to do this.
Oh, no, it is my pleasure, you guys, honestly. So McGregor asks, I learned after planting a wine sap apple tree and a blueberry bush that these need to be planted in pairs in order to produce fruit. Is this true? And does the partner need to be the exact same species?
It's a great question, McGregor. And yes, you do need pairs of certain plants. Some plants have male flowers on one plant and female flowers on a different plant, and you have to plant a male and a female. Kiwi vine, pawpaw trees. All the flowers on one plant will be male, all the flowers on another plant will be female, and you can't really change it. Other plants, like the apples, like your wine sap, if that's what I remember hearing you say, your wine sap apple, it has both male and female flowers on the tree. It may be able to fertilize itself, but it has mechanisms built into it by evolution to not be able to fertilize itself very well, because it's better and more vigorous to cross with another apple tree. It has mechanisms like the male flowers on your tree may produce their pollen on a different day than the female part of the flower gets ready for accepting pollen. So that way they are accepting pollen from different trees. So on the apple, you need a different type of apple, not another wine sap, but a Macintosh, Golden Delicious, or even a crab apple, which is an apple tree that just grows with tinier fruit. But you need a different, genetically different plant to have them cross-pollinated. And with the apples, there are some recommendations. If you look in a catalog, it'll tell you which apples are probably your best cross-pollinators, because some apples bloom at slightly different times from each other, just like some crab apples do. So you might want to take a look in the nursery catalog. One of the better catalogs, like Miller Brothers or Stark Brothers, or let's see, who else has done good fruit? Well, look up a good fruit catalog, or even your extension. I think McGregor is in Vermont, and they have great fruit and fruit growing advice in the Vermont extension bulletins. And what was the other plant that was not blooming well? Sorry.
Blueberries. I'm sorry,
Right.
he doesn't mention the type.
Right, and blueberries, same thing. You'll get some fruit maybe, but you get a lot of fruit if you have more than one type of blueberry. And those also have recommended pairs that go together. So you want to take a look in the catalog, and it'll tell you good pollinators for this one are. And then plant them in the same place. Yeah. Was it the holly that Mary Harrison was talking about? Yeah. One of the best growers that we knew, Mary Harrison of Mary's Plant Farm down in north of Cincinnati in Ohio. She said, you'd think I'd think of this, that the male's over there on the other side of the house and the female's over here, and they bloom a week apart, and so I'm not going to get a pollinator. I need to plant them in the same condition or the same kind of thing. So she had the good pollinator, but didn't plant them in the same condition, so one was blooming.
And sometimes you don't expect things like that to happen, but some viburnums work better, produce better fruit from having other viburnums,
That's
even
right. I was going to put that picture in today. Forgot about that. Nancy sent us a picture of her double file viburnum loaded with red fruit. And she said, it's never done this before. Please tell me that it's not in trouble, even though it doesn't look like it, and it's made a lot of fruit as a last gasp to keep its species alive. I said, no, what's probably happened is all the years you've had that double file and it's bloomed well for you. Congratulations, because it doesn't bloom well in Southeast Michigan for everybody. Not Marizii, which is what she has, that variety. I said, somebody in your neighborhood planted a viburnum or did something so that their viburnum that wasn't blooming well is not blooming well, and you've got a cross-pollinator, because the more that you have another type of viburnum around, the better you're going to get berries. And she said, oh, I'm looking forward to skulking around in other people's yards next spring and find out who I have to thank for all these beautiful berries. So yeah, the viburnums also.
It may be reciprocal.
Yeah.
They both might have gotten big enough.
And Janet, I wanted to ask with the blueberries, is that a more acid soil for his?
Oh, definitely. Blueberries.
Okay.
In our fruit, McGregor, in our fruit and fruit trees and berry bushes webinar, we put blueberries down in the not so easy to grow group, even though they are easy to grow if you have acid soil. Now, if you're in Vermont, McGregor, you're probably cool with blueberries. They're native all over,
Anywhere.
wild all over.
Yeah,
In Michigan, we're not so cool because we
Mm.
can't make our soil acid enough to really make
unless
blueberry
you
happy.
really go farther north.
Yeah, so go for it. Go do your high bush blueberries and then just keep the bears away from them.